Super Steff, it's a bird, it's a plane. It's me. New album, Johnny and Molly, live in LA. Jonathan McReynolds and Molly Music, featuring two of my favorite artists, especially Molly Music. I've been a fan of Molly Music since 2009 when I first heard I Hate You. First time I heard it, and of course, it was because Ty Tribbett, who was one of my favorite gospel artists at the time, I still feel like one of the greatest gospel artists of all time. Ty Tribbett brought Molly out and really introduced him to the gospel industry as a whole, and I've been a fan of his ever since. And Jonathan McReynolds, I never forget the first time I heard Jonathan McReynolds, I didn't know it was a dude singing. I work in radio. I've been in radio for about professionally, I should say, for about 12, 13 years, something like that. And the first time I heard Jonathan McReynolds was at work at the radio station. I heard his single, I Love You. I love you. I don't know, I forgot how it goes, but I thought it was a lady singing because of the tone and everything. I thought it was a lady singing. I thought it was like a lady who just had like a tenor voice, and it turns out it was it was Jonathan McReynolds, and I was like, oh snap. And so I've been a fan of his ever since then too, especially because of his voice and then also his creativity. Both of these guys, I love their creativity. Molly, I love his combination of hip hop and soul and hard rock. He definitely gives me Bilal vibes. If you're into soul music like I am, then you know exactly who I'm talking about, Bilal. Jonathan McReynolds, he gives me more of like soul and light rock combined. And I really dug his writing technique, his writing style, his lyrics, just his willingness to be transparent in his music. That's both of them with their willingness to be transparent with their music. Molly, again, I became a fan of Molly's in 2009 with the first album that I saw, the Molly Music album that he put out. I think it was called The Coming, if I'm not mistaken. And it's the one that featured I Hate You on it. And after that, I was in. And I interviewed Molly around that time and told him how much I dug his stuff. I listened to his mixtape that he put out right after that. A lot of people didn't hear that mixtape, but that mixtape was crazy. The progression of his career. I love what he did with Snoop Dogg. That was crazy. I love his latest solo album, Molly's latest solo album, The Book of Molly. Crazy. Okay, my favorite song on that album, man, yeah, man, yeah, man, yeah, let it go, man, yeah, but time and lady voice still, and them got me smacked up, got me shacked up. That I forgot. I don't know all the lyrics like that, but I love that song. That's my favorite song on that album. Yeah, I could tell you my favorite song on almost every Molly album. Jonathan McReynolds, he has an anthem on every album that is like, yo, I love it. Like, I love it. You know what I mean? Thank you for always loving me. Thank you, wife. Yeah, I love that song from him. Of course, I love Cycles. I love May Your Days Be Done. I love that. On his latest solo album, Jonathan McReynolds' latest solo album, I love, of course, the song he has with Molly. It was the duet that not many people realized they needed. I knew we needed it, but many people did not know they needed a Molly Music Jonathan McReynolds collab. And when they collabed, man, and they came out with Moving On, when they did that song Moving On, thank you, wifey. Man, that I was like, ooh, what is this? What is this? And I feel like they complete each other because Molly is on the more hip hop rough side, and then Jonathan McReynolds is on the smoother side. And when you put that together, it's like the best of both worlds type of situation. So, and you saw it on that song Moving On. And then when you watch them perform live together, especially they performed live at the Stellar Awards twice, 2 years in a row doing that song. And man, I saw the chemistry and I was like, okay, you got something here. I'm just saying. And I was so glad that Mali won, man. When I say won, I mean like he's winning in his career. And I mean, I know he went and he hooked up with Akon and hooked up with Snoop Dogg. He had a lot of good looks. He wrote for Janae Aiko, all these good people, right? But I'm just happy that he's getting his flowers in gospel music finally, because he's always been dope and people in gospel have slept on this man. Finally, he's getting his flowers in gospel music. He's getting the main stage in gospel music. And it took that collaboration with Jonathan McReynolds to really let them really start paying attention and understanding what I knew from the beginning, which was Mali was dope. Anyway, when I saw them collab on Moving On, it was a whole vibe. I knew we needed more of that. These brothers did a whole EP together. And I'm like, yes, that is what we need. And I'm telling you now, the album is dope. Dope. Okay? Let me tell you why. Number one, Mali Music and Jonathan McReynolds are two amazing songwriters. Let me say this. Just because you're a great singer doesn't mean you're a good songwriter. No shade, I'm just saying. And you could tell because sometimes these prolific gospel singers, they'll write a song and the song, it just won't be that compelling. But because they're such great vocalists, they can make it compelling. But when you really break down the lyrics, it's not really doing nothing. It's not really doing anything for you. It's just the way they sing it. So you need them to sing it the way they sing it. But when you break down what Mali and Jonathan McReynolds, what they both write on their own, go and just read the lyrics from their albums and you'll be like, yeah. It's like a journal when you're reading. It's like, oh, yeah, that's hard. That's tough. So to have them together writing songs, and then on top of that, you know a good songwriter when you hear a song and you can't predict where it's going next. But it sounds pleasantly familiar, like almost like, again, you didn't know you needed it until you got it. And it's like, oh, I actually needed that. So it's like my ears already knew I needed it. I didn't know, but as soon as I heard it, my ears are like, yup, that's it right there. That's that stuff right there. That's what I need. And Mali and Jonathan both write like that. You get what I'm saying? Like you can tell they put the effort into how they break it down, how they sequence it, okay? How they choose the melodies, whatever the average person think is coming next. They don't choose that. They go the opposite direction. They both do. And I love that about them. I love how they go down a road less traveled. They praising the same God as everybody else, but they're going down a road less traveled creatively to get there. And I love that. But the subject matter, is so much substance in their subject matter that you cannot hate. Even the most pure traditionalist who thinks that this type of sound is just not God and all that type of stuff. When you bust down their lyrics, you're getting so much substance. It's almost like you're getting more substance than some traditional songs, because some traditional songs, it's just one line over and over again. You get Mali and you get Jonathan McReynolds, and they're really speaking some things, and it's like it resonates with any generation. We're not going to say, oh, it's for the youth. It's for any generation. Any generation can relate to what they're saying because they just talk about the human experience. No matter whether we're Christians or not, we're human. And I love that they take that approach with their music. You know, I hate it when the lyrics are amazing, but the instrumentation is really basic and corny. Not because it helps the whole song come across. It's just because you just don't have enough creativity to make the music great. Okay? I can't stand it when you have great lyrics and then the music is basic because the musicians just don't have enough creativity. We don't have to worry about that with Molly and Jonathan McReynolds, because they also, the way they arrange the music and stuff, like, awesome, dope, amazing. This album, okay, I'll tell you my favorites right now. Adulting, this has Jonathan McReynolds fingerprints all over it. It just sounds like something he would do. And then Molly brought his bars to it. Yeah. It felt like, and I could be wrong. I don't know the percentages of who did what, but it felt more like something that you would hear from Jonathan McReynolds, and then Molly like put his touch on it. Boom, boom, boom. I love it. Again, and this one, it feels welcoming and like this is how it should be. Even though I've never heard it before, this is how it should be. At the same time, Jonathan takes you on a journey that you normally wouldn't hear over instrumentation like that, talking about adulting. And he really did turn Issues into an anthem with that, because it's stuck in your head. Like, I feel like it was very strategic how he, the cadence and everything, and how he put especially the chorus and everything together. It's stuck in your head. And then Molly, he gives you the bars that really, really bring the message home. I think he said the Purpose Circus. I heard that bar. I said, ooh. Next is my favorite song on the EP, Miracle. This has Molly's fingerprints all over it. And he even says, I wrote this song, I sent it to Jonathan, and I wish he would sing the second verse, but he's making me sing the whole song. And I can see why Jonathan McReynolds made him sing both verses. Made Molly sing both verses. Made Molly, you gotta sing the second verse. Because when you get to the second verse, man, Jonathan McReynolds ain't gonna sing it the way Molly sang it. You just be a bag of blood and bones. We've been singing that line that he says in the second verse. My wife and I have been randomly singing that line ever since we first heard it a couple of weeks ago. All right. If you've been watching my videos, you know that we went to New York a couple weeks ago to the Nick Cannon show. Man, we was listening to that EP, and especially that song, like the whole time we were in New York. And we were singing it to each other the whole time. We're literally in the audience at the Nick Cannon show. And we're like, you can be a bag of blood and bones. And then, man, I didn't see the visual until a couple of days later. And when I saw the visual, it just made it even more perfect. Like, because Molly has this walk that he does when he does, you could be a bag of blood and bones. And it's like, yo. The point being, only Molly could do that. And I'm glad that Jonathan understood, okay, no, you need to sing the second verse too. And man, again, with the creativity, man, come on, with the creativity where he went with it. You know what I'm saying? And let me acknowledge, it felt like bluegrass or something. And it's not the first time I heard somebody in soulful gospel go that route. Go find Doobie Powell, Never Gonna Let You Go. You understand exactly what I'm saying. And I'm a little hoarse, man, but I'm trying here because it's so catchy. It makes me want to sing. You're a miracle. Thank you, wife. This will go down in history just with those first two songs. Go down in history is one of my favorite gospel albums of all time. Supa, Steff, it's a bird, it's a plane. It's me. Trying makes me happy, so I'll never stop. I always live in God's imagination. You already know.
Hello, and this is StephenJPhifer in the house. Welcome to the Steffin Show.
Still got it.